All praise Most High, Yah. Again, processing. Um, a lot of my life. Um, so, like I was saying, a lot of people they be on that thing like, oh, don't think about nothing negative. I just want to think about positive things. That little Buddhist Satanist shit does not work. It was forced on me, even though our family claimed to be Christian, but I can understand now. I was raped and abused. And then I was told, oh, you're evil because you just want to think about negative stuff, move on and be happy. And I tried to do that, just move on and be happy. But then I kept being, it was like, shut up so that you could sit on this dick and just take this shit. Now I cut that shit the fuck off. But anyways, um, so I was being raped and abused my whole life. And then being told I was evil, this and that, because I'm trying to function and process what the fuck is going on. And oh, you just think about the past, and you have to address the past to move forward, or you're going to become frozen in your body, and all of your responses are going to be programmed responses that whoever your abuser set over you. And it took me a long time to break out of it this far. So I don't care how I look to anybody else, a lot of work has been done on me, by me, and the Most High. People just want to put their name tag on shit. The Most High and myself has been doing all this work. But that move on, be happy, forget about the past. No, you have to address the past to move forward. And so that's what I've been doing. I had blocked all of this stuff was blocked out of my memory because I was raised and groomed in this. This is the way that they handled me from a baby. So I was never meant to come to this understanding. I was never meant to come to this knowledge of what they did to me. So man, sometimes my brain do that. It's hard to talk. I get stuck processing. But recently, out of the abysses within me, remembered. It's not that I don't remember. The stuff passes through my memory sometimes. It's just like my brain freezes. Like sometimes you can see me freeze. Sometimes my brain freeze and I'm still talking. And I just can't say what that thing is. It's like, I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it. It's like something in my body attacks that memory and puts like a numbing thing around it, and then puts like euphoric happiness around it so that I cannot pay attention to it and I pay attention to something else. It's the best way I could explain it. But it's not always the same thing. Sometimes I black out. My body has just made mechanisms to forget about the abuse and stuff that happened because I could not process it. It's like being made to have sex with my cousin. That was something that was hard and that I kept denying. And that in denying that, I hated sex my entire life. And not just that, because of being raped and abused as well. And the trauma done to my body. I'm still processing that. I got over a major hurdle, I feel like, though. I'm not denying that it happened anymore. I know that it was not our fault. Where I'm at with that, because it's not a sin to be with your cousin. You can marry your cousin. This is American law that you marry the fucking slave owners. It's a sin for Hebrews to marry Caucasians. That's a fucking sin. It's not. It's normal to marry your cousins. That's how you keep the lineage in the king in the royal bloodline. That's how you keep the royal bloodline. If you read scripture, they teach us different. Everything that's American is against Sefer. So I used to think that it was wrong too. I'm still dealing with, because I understand that it's not now, but I don't understand everything, and it's still, I still have trauma to it because the way it happened, and because I was taught that you're not supposed to marry your cousins. But scripture says you're not. You're not. It is abominable to be with your child, your grandparent, your brother, your sister, not your cousins. We're all cousins. We're all cousins. We're all cousins. Even the Caucasians, they're just removed so many times. But they're a different house. Each house is supposed to remain within their own. If you have to understand scripture for that. But processing, I did reach out to my cousin because for reasons that doesn't concern anyone, but he's in denial. So because I'm trying to figure out everything from a scriptural point of view, because all this stuff was done to me. I'm trying to figure out. So not going to be with my husband because he was sleeping with my sister and his mother, and he only abuses me, and I'm pretty sure would kill me. And because of him only abusing me, I only want to beat him in his fucking face. So I'm not going back with him. My cousin, me remembering all the things, remembering our whole life, like I literally he was the next person born after me. He's like the next person that I know in my life, like, and he was good to me as a child. Remembering, like, he didn't beat me up, he didn't hurt me like other of my cousins did. We had a good relationship. We used to go on adventures, go find bugs, and he liked to study, I liked to study. He studied bugs, I studied nature. He used to study bugs as a kid, and I studied nature because I like nature and history. I don't know what he likes besides bugs. But that's what we used to do. Go and explore and find bugs and stuff, when we weren't being abused. So I feel safe with him. But then remembering now, the second time we lived together, because the first time we lived together, which was after my dad had kidnapped us from Mead Valley, California. He got his friend, Mr. Fisher, who was my granddad's age. Mr. Fisher also owned his own land. We lived there before as well. But they took us to Banning, California, to this hotel where my dad met up with his girlfriend that was sexually abusing me and trying to sell me to people and stuff like that. And they put my mom in a mental ward because my dad had brought me home and said he was going to have sex with me before anybody else did. And my mom got rid of him. But he ended up coming back because I was being raped and I did not talk. And so I kept crying. And I didn't know how to tell my mom what was going on because I didn't know what it was called. And I just crying every day, and it was depressing my mom. My mom I was already dead to her because my dad tried to have sex with me. And she just didn't know what to do with this crying child that couldn't be cheered up. And before that, I always used to go to work with my dad. So I did love my dad. And I didn't even know what he was talking about. He said that he was going to have sex with me before anybody. I didn't know what sex was. I was being raped, and that's what my brain was thinking. Like, I was panicking, but I wasn't sure what it was. I was always going back and forth, like I didn't know what it was. So I told her, because, like, I didn't know why I was crying. So I told her that I missed my dad, which that was not true. I just didn't know how to tell her what was wrong with me. And she went and found my dad and had brought him back. And then he brought his girlfriend. And they were so disrespectful to my mom. They were so disrespectful to my mom. And we ended up getting kidnapped. And then they put my mom in the mental ward. And they tried to sell me to a crackhead. But dang. My dad and his girlfriend is the one that took us to CPS because I don't know, they were trying to get money for us somehow. I don't know. We ended up, the crackhead guy came and pretended to said he was my dad and tried to pick me up from school, and I told them that was not my dad, and they took me back to class. And then like 2 weeks later, CPS came. I think I did see that lady like one time before. And I don't know, I guess I knew the Most High had answered my prayer. And she picked me up from school. They just asked me if I knew her. And I ran to her and hugged her. Probably because I was being abused. I'm not going to get into all of that. But she picked me up. We went outside to the van, opened the door. My mom and all my siblings were right there. But my mom, it was because CPS had already talked to my granddad and everybody, and they signed away. They took my mom's rights as an adult away and said like she was mentally a child, mentally unstable or whatever, and gave those rights to my aunt. That's where CPS was, because I guess my mom was probably, trying to explain to them everything that's going on. I don't know why she was in that place. But the reason my mom lost it was because my dad's girlfriend raped me in front of my mom. I just woke up to it and I was in pain because she was sticking things in me. And my mom was crying. And they put my mom was trying to commit suicide after that. She was trying, but they put her in a mental ward. CPS came and got us, put us with my aunt. I didn't know my mom had lost her rights yet. I didn't understand that. So Hillary, the CPS, was not really trying to help us. They were the ones who were, because we have Indian blood, that got us, that notified Hillary Clinton, that later tried to kidnap me from Nan Sanders Elementary. Same time going on at my aunt's, were being sexually abused because my aunt was my granddad's sex slave. My aunt gets with men and then she allows them to sexually abuse her nieces for revenge because of her life and her mindset. And so after that, after we were set up to get caught in the bathroom, and then the adults were arguing and stuff, and then my aunt tried to make us do a walk of shame, I guess. Put us out, saying that, because of everything that happened, which my aunt and my uncle dragged my mom out of the bed and raped her or tried to rape her in front of us. My mind still blocks that part out. In my mind, I just remember to the part where he dragged her out of the room, into his room. He had her in his bed. He had his penis out. and my mom was kicking him, trying to stop him from doing it. And that's where my brain pauses at. I don't remember what happened after that. We left and we were walking. My mom called CPS and told them to come get us because she didn't know what was happening, know what to believe, because they tried to blame everything on me. Like, they tried to blame everything on me. I didn't even understand what was going on, and that's probably why I was never allowed to talk, and why my family beat the fuck out of me if I opened my mouth, and they didn't make me to understand anything, so that they can hide what they were doing. So I guess my mom also didn't know what to believe. She didn't want to believe that it was us, probably, which it was my aunt and uncle who paired us up and told us and showed us what to do on multiple occasions. CPS did not take us. We went to a homeless shelter. I'm going to skip all of that. We went to a homeless shelter. A guy tried to kidnap my sister and another lady's baby. So we left there and we ended up going to a hotel, which is why I like to be in hotels. It was the only place I was never raped. They put us in this hotel, and I'm pretty sure it was my uncle. A guy came in a ski mask with a knife and was trying to break in. But then, all of a sudden, my uncle was there and claimed to beat the guy up, and the guy was just gone. I'm pretty sure he just took his mask off and put the knife in his pocket. I'm pretty sure it was him now. But that happened. That was the time of 9/11. I really feel like it was so weird that the teachers knew to roll the TV out for us to watch that. Who else watched 9/11 at school on the TV, on the little carts that they pull out? But I was going to meet Valley Dolphins at that time. And then what happened? My mom had to go to the county office. And she met this lady there named Christine, which I 100% believe is a setup, because Christine dated my granddad's military friend, which land we went to next. My granddad came over, talked with his friend and stuff, barbecue, whatever, with Mr. Franklin and Sarge. Christine dated Sarge, and Christine was prostituting my mom to parties in LA and stuff. It's not just Diddy. My mom is probably the same age as Diddy. Pretty sure my mom is like the same. My mom was like 55, 56. This is a cult thing. CPS is involved. The police are involved. Doctors are involved. America just stole a whole bunch of children so that they can revamp what they've been doing. Christine was sex trafficking my mom to parties and stuff, and she used to watch us. Well, she wasn't watching us because she was supposed to be watching us, but we ended up. So my mom had to go to the county to look for housing. We walked all over looking for housing. Everybody turned her down, saying that she had too many kids. It was a humiliation ritual, basically, because my granddad was in cahoots with the police and all of that stuff. So we're walking around, going to different apartments and stuff, and they're not accepting her, saying she has too many kids, whatever. We walked around everywhere. My mom was not able to get a place anywhere. my aunt had a house because my granddad gave her the money to buy a house. Probably for prostituting us. On a day when we were at the gain office or whatever, we met Christine sitting in the chair. And she was like, oh, I know this place for rent right next door to me. Christine had no reason to fucking be there. She had no reason to. It was set up. And so my mom applied for the place. Mr. Franklin, my granddad's friend, rented. It was on his land, so he rented it to us. After he talked to my granddad and got his approval. My family, they're very like that. So she had to get her dad's approval. And his friend, who we got attached to because his friend's girlfriend met us at the gain office and had a place next door available. That's when my mom really started changing. She started sleeping a lot. Deep sleep. You couldn't wake her up. She would be gone. Christine had a daughter named Sparkles. I don't know her real name. She called her Sparkles because when she was younger, she said she was in entertainment or whatever. I never seen her. But she goes by, I guess, her stage name, even though she's failed talent, I guess. And my mom and Sparkles used to hang out for a while, and they used to always be going to parties and stuff. My mom used to always come back, and she had no energy to people whatsoever. And then we were also being abused. Yeah, that's where I woke up twice to 2 white men standing over my body. Even with the guy that came and did the cable. Everything that I'm putting together now. They do it so that you sound like you're crazy, like, oh, this man. But no. I'm not going to get into everything that happened there. My brain still blacks a lot of it out. That's where I was getting raped every day for a whole year. After that, it stopped from being every day to just frequently, until I was like 9 or 10 years old and I got the courage. I was doing the dishes, and then he came in and I happened to have a knife in my hands, and I was like, fuck it. And I don't know how I missed that nigga every single time. I was trying my hardest to cut that nigga up, and I missed every single time. I was trying to kill him. I was. But that was the last time that he raped me, my cousin. There was so much going on at school and at home. Someone came and left skull and bones in front of our door. My sister got her dog's throat cut open. I'm pretty sure that was the drug dealer, who is also a pastor, who is connected to the pastors and foster that was sexually abused, that let their sons, the deacon's sons, sexually abuse us. Yeah, that's enough for today.